while he was in town, he noticed that Moses was spending day and night judging these petty issues of these people. And he said, you know, that's going to wear you out, bro. You know, you don't have time to do that day and night. And he said, well, you know, I'm God's man. I talk to God, you know, and I make sure that things are just. But what he gave him the advice and said, you need to delegate that. But before you delegate that, you need to show people what the ways of God are. And show people the principles of God so that they could be fair judges just as you are. So him delegating that work allowed him to be freed up and only handle the major issues that came about. So God is not leaving us defenseless.
Come on.
When adversity comes our way, he doesn't. When it says that he doesn't put more on us than we could bear, the way that he relieves that load may come in various ways. It may come by word of your father-in-law telling you, you don't need to be doing all this by yourself. Here's how you can fix it. You can put this person over 1,000 people. You can put this person over 100 people. You can put this person over 50 people and this person over 10. Those are the ways that that specific issue got handled by God. When bills are weighing on you, when family issues are weighing on you, God may send somebody from out of town to come talk to you about that issue. And say, you know, that's not for you to handle. This is what you should do. You know, and what I like about Jethro is he was a man of God. He was a priest as well. So he didn't just tell him, this is my advice, this is what you should do. He said, this is my advice, go to God about it. And if God agrees with it, then so be it. So, you know, when we have these various issues in our lives and we allow certain issues to bog us down, whether it be, you know, just emotional stress, financial stress, physical stress, we have to really understand that God is not leaving us defenseless. And we have to really make sure that we're being sensitive to the Word of God. Because, you know, there's some folks that they'll give you a word and you be like, it sounded good, but it came from you. So I don't know about that. You know, Moses could have been a guy where, Jethro, I ain't seen you in a long time. So, you know, you coming from all the way out of town acting like you know what's going on. I just brought you up to speed on what was happening out here, so you can't really be giving me advice as far as what's going on. Or there's some of us holier than thou that will say, oh, well, you know, what do you know? I'm God's man. So if God wanted me to divide the work amongst the people, then he would have just told me that himself. You know, he don't need your lips to tell me, you know, what I need to be doing. So a lot of us are missing it sometimes. There are a lot of people that are put in our lives, whether they're strangers or family members, close friends or enemies, that are telling us things that we have to be sensitive and make sure that we're listening for the voice of God in anything that anybody is saying. Because Satan, he can disguise his voice in a lot of different ways. And he might be that one whispering in your ear telling you not to listen to him instead. And you're ignoring the voice of God because that's not who you think should be telling you it. And really it's the voice of Satan that you're listening to.
That's good.
Another thing I want to put on y'all, MarQuarrel, you're going to have to be my man today. Proverbs 21 and 23. Because like I said before, Satan only knows what we put on film. So we have to be mindful of the way that we carry ourselves. Because God is defending us. But we put a lot on ourselves as well. And I think that, you know, a lot of people don't really want to take credit for being the reason that they're in certain situations. We like to just blame Satan. Say, oh, well, Satan, he tested me. He know that I've been working on this. He know that, you know, I'm trying to do the right thing, but he just keep hitting me with this. Well, if Satan keeps hitting you with something, it's probably because he sees it as a weakness still. You know, and he does leave and he'll come back for another season. But if he's coming back for the same issues, that means that that issue is not resolved. He's only going to attack what's weak because Satan is a coward. He's not going to go against the strongest man using the same tactics that the strongest man is using. He's not going to use his strengths. Can you go ahead and give that to me, MarQuarrel?
Yes, sir. Proverbs 21, verse 23, and it reads, those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity.
Those who guard their mouths and guard their tongues keep themselves from calamity. The things that we say can bind us up.
Come on, brother. Come on.
We have to understand that.
Yeah.
So, just one example. We see the issues that go on in the world, particularly in the black community, and we say, "Oh, you know, it was going to be an issue if a whole bunch of black people was around there. Oh, it's going to be something if you get a whole bunch of brothers around,
Come on.
or we can see somebody on the corner and just be like, he look like he up to no good." That's self-hate.
Come on.
And it comes back to bite us as well. And Satan can use that as well as using the media to make black people hate themselves.
Right.
So when we see black people and you hear the conversations like, "Oh, well, the man is just keeping us down," and things like that. Those are all things that Satan is using to his advantage. It's called the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe one thing,
come on,
and you can even put this on somebody else.
Yeah.
If you believe something, then everything that you see, you're going to make that fit your belief. If you're a black man, you're walking down the street, and a white woman clutches her purse, and you've been seeing these things on the media that tell you that you're a monster, that you're a thug, that you steal purses, and things like that, it's going to make you react in a way that the media is portraying you to act.
That's right.
So, just the same as with children, there's been cases to where young kids have been raised up like animals. So they don't act like human beings when those people finally get saved.
That's right.
Kids that were 15 years old still couldn't talk because they were raised like animals. You're going to act in the way that somebody encourages you to act. So we got to recognize the signs. We got to recognize what we're saying. When we're talking about other people, gossiping, you have to be careful of the words that you're saying about other people.
That's right.
Because Satan uses that as ammunition on those people as well. So when you're saying, brother so-and-so, he alright as far as the things that he be singing. But, he need to sing more like this person. Or he need to quit faking it. Because he ain't that good of a singer. And that might be hindering his music ministry. That might take the desire, the excitement out of what he's doing.
That's right.
Come on now. Come on.
And, that allows Satan to put a couple other things into action and into play to make him not even want to sing for God anymore.
That's right. That's right.
So we got to really be careful of those things that we're doing. Parents with your kids, be careful and be mindful of the things that you say about your kids. Don't use anything as a stumbling block. Nothing can stand in the way of what God has for your kids. So don't use excuses. ADHD is not an excuse for anything. So don't tag your kids with that just because somebody else tags your kids with that. If God wants your kid to sit down in the seat, pray on that. And God will make that happen. Not everybody is meant to do that. So we shouldn't be tagging them with negative labels as if they should. Husbands, wives, be mindful of the way that you tag the people that you talk to as well. If you call somebody a nagger all the time, how do you think that they're going to be anything more than a nagger? Even when you're talking to your kids, if you only call your kids annoying, your kids are irresponsible, and that's the only thing that you're feeding them day in and day out. I wish you were more responsible. I wish you took more care of this business. You need to be doing your homework by yourself. I wish you would just get that done. You always leaving stuff everywhere, you just trifling. If that's the only thing that you're feeding your kids, what do you think that the byproduct of that is going to be?
That's right. That's right.
And who do you think is listening to all of these conversations?
Come on.
God is listening.
That's right.
But Satan is as well. And he's recording it all. And he has a lot of people that are out there that are watching for him. And they're coming there reporting and say, "Oh yeah, guess what Quan said? You don't believe what he said. We're going to have to use that. He said that if his boss called him one more time, he quitting." So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to set up his boss.
Wow.
We're going to make sure that she has the worst week possible. We're going to go ahead and set some things off. We're going to cause a death in the family over here for one of his co-workers. So ain't nobody coming to work. He going to have to come in if we do this. And then, the very thing that he didn't want to happen, we're going to set up a situation and see how he reacts in it. We're going to see if the things that he talks about in church manifest in his actions when it comes to a real life situation.
All right, all right.
You know, in football practice, the coach always says, go 100% in practice, or you won't go 100% in the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is practice.
Yeah.
Church is practice.
Yeah.
This is not for the real world situations that are going to come and arise when we step outside of these doors.
Come on, come
When
on,
we step
come on.
outside of God's comfort zone,
Sure.
we're supposed to be armored
That's right.
and ready
Ready.
to go handle real life situations.
Come on.
It can't just be talk when you step out there and you're talking to somebody that's approaching you with the issue or a problem.
Right.
Or, you know, it's a lot of external examples that I'm using as well. There's a lot of internal issues that people have to face that are really hard to minister to unless you really open yourself up to God. So there's a lot of self-doubt that goes in anything that people do. And when it comes to doing God's work, that whispering in your ear that you're hearing from naysayers or just from yourself, from allowing fear to creep in, can really prevent you from doing God's work. When you're raising your kids up and you're thinking, well, I thought I was doing everything that God was telling me to do, but things don't seem to be going the right way as far as what the things that are happening with my kids. Those are things that the devil is using. And God is watching to see if, are we going to stand strong and stand up for what he said or not? One of the ways that I used to judge if my friend was really my friend
How's that?
was if somebody would fight with me if I needed them to fight with me.
Okay.
So as far as all of the talking, yeah, Quan, what's up, man? That's cool. You know, helping each other cheat off each other's homework so we can get this assignment done. That's cool. That's cool. We going out to the movies and talking to girls and stuff. That's cool. But if I was in a situation to where physical danger was lurking, would you stand up and put yourself in physical harm to do that?
See?
And those are the kind of situations that the devil is putting us in.
That's right.
And God hasn't put us in a situation where we even have to shed blood.
Come on now.
Like he said in his word, none of us have shed blood behind God. So none of us has even gotten close to proving that we're God's stand-up people. And thank God he's not allowing us and forcing us to have to do that. But how are we going to show that we're stand-up people for God when we can't handle simple situations?
Come
We
on,
can't
come
keep
on
our
now.
cool during rush hour traffic. You know, we can't handle that situation, but we stand-up people for God. We can't not have a conversation with our children, but we're stand-up people for God. We can't do it without being angry, but we're stand-up people for God. You know, so we have to really be mindful of the things that we're saying and the actions that we have, because the devil is watching.
That's right.
He's a coach, and he has been coaching for many years.
Yes.
Older than the oldest coach that you've ever seen.
Yes.
And that you've ever, and the most successful, I should say, as well, than any coach that you've ever seen. So, giving credit to that, we still have to recognize that Satan has no control over you, that we're essentially not feeding him.
That's right.
If we live the way that God has called us to live, then Satan has no control or power at all.
Yes.
Come on now. That's
In Ephesians as well, he gives us instructions. He doesn't just leave us naked and bare as far as what to do. He's not saying, okay, I got your back, you know, you just go out there and do that. It's not like teaching kids how to ride bikes. He doesn't just take the training wheels off and just push you on out there. He doesn't do that to us.
Right.
He has the training wheels on us at all times.
Yes.
And he gives us instructions here in Ephesians 4. Starting at verse 17, but I'll just go ahead and jump down to 25, and it says, "Therefore, each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are all members of one body. In your anger do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold."
That's right.
So he just says it right there. Don't give the devil a foothold. Don't give him leverage over you.
Right.
Because we can only give him what he has.
Right.
He has no real power over us when we have God on our side. So I just want to impress that upon y'all. Anything that's going on in your life, if you feel like it's something that is consistently just attacking you, go to God about it and allow him to expose what the weakness is that you have, and allow him to give you instructions on how you can tighten up your defense. Amen.